Okay, after went through the police academy, they put you with a separate officer. And so the first officer gave me a glowing recommendation. He'd been on the job about 10 years. And the second officer, Tommy Dane, he gave me an excellent recommendation, which was on the job, I think, 18 years at the time. So then they put me with I'm going to call him a kid because I was older than he was. And so he talked like Daffy Duck. And so, as the story goes with that, he didn't think I was a qualified recipient of this job. And so he underqualified me to Sergeant Oliveri. And Sergeant Oliveri called me in and said, I not getting glowing recommendations by Officer Busky, he says. So he goes, I'm going to put you on extended probation, which nobody else in the academy that we had at 53 had gotten. And I was number two in the class, so I didn't understand it. But nevertheless, he says, Officer Busky described you as a John Wayne, Clint Eastwood type of person. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, well, it's not such a bad thing. So at the end of this equation, they put me with Wally Howard on an extended probation period. So Wally was supposed to have me for several months and make the evaluation at that point. However, uh, as we progress, um, Officer Howard was supposed to make his determination, make a report on whether I should keep or not. So on about the third day, there was a call about a person that was, they call it 941 because it's a violation of mental health law. And she's in the middle of the road swinging around in the middle of traffic and stuff. So I try and go out and reason with her, but there was none. So I had to tackle her to the ground, put her in handcuffs, and so on. So I went back afterwards, and she was a black female, and Officer Howard was a black male. So I said, you know, Wally, I said, I tried to be as gentle as I could. It probably was worth it. He goes, Nick, you did nothing wrong. And so we took her up to the hospital, and she got evaluated, got sent to a psych ward. And so, furthermore than that, the next morning, I get called into Sergeant Oliveri's office. I said, he goes, sit down. I go, if you're going to fire me, just fire me now and I'll go. I said, because he goes, I know where this is going. He says, I said, sit down. So I sat down. He goes, as far as your extended probation, I'm like, yeah. He goes, Officer Howard said that we're wasting our time keeping you on extended probation, that you make an excellent officer. And at that point, was relieved of probationary status. So Wally really wanted to, he was aspiring to be a drug unit investigator. So that being said, shortly, like I said, 20 months into the job, I wound up making detective, and shortly thereafter, Wally got his wish. He started working with the unit for the special investigations of drugs. So at that point in time, they decided to do an investigation on the south side of the city, and so we were working a detail, and so the drug unit said, you know, get the hell out of the area, we got something going on. So we did, and so we went somewhere else, and they told us again, get the hell out of the area, we got something going on. So we did. We're like, what if we go to the north side? And so like that'd be great. So we're on South of Salina Street, and I'd say we got no more than 2 blocks away, and one of the female officers at the time was screaming. And so we're like, and she gave the location, Brighton, Salina. So we fly back there. I mean, like I said, we're about a block away. And we get back there, and there's an ambulance there, and all the detectives, all plain clothes, are all scattered all over the place. They're like, what the fuck happened? And so I go over, and so I see big yellow mask on the face, and I see the arms flapping on the side. And so I look over and I go, what the? who is that? And you go, it's Wally. And my jaw almost fell to the frickin', I mean, I was in a stupor. I don't know what the hell to think. I don't know what to do. I mean, I knew he was dead, but once again, so the suspects were laying on the ground, and one of them was Bam Bam Lawrence. It was his nickname, and he's the one that ultimately was the one that fired the shot. Well, he was sitting in the front seat of a Dodge Omni, and the drugs were underneath his seat. And so this asshole Lawrence came up and he tapped the window with the gun. He was from behind him, and when he looked up, it was shot right in his face. So that was it. So the bullet hole was right through the window, and it was that while he was deceased. And I felt like shit because the guy saved my job. And he's a hell of a nice guy on top of that family man. And to this day, I still shake my head. I can't believe this ever happened.